It seemed like he focused on me, and Lamont Roach is focused on him. I think I'm gonna go put my bet in on Lamont Roach.
Why you keep bringing up Shakur? Stevenson? Mad fighters out here. I'm fighting Shakur. I'm fighting Lamont. You keep bringing up Shakur, bro.
Yeah. And if you look at Lamont Roach, though, I mean, if you look at his skills, he's not really a pushover. He's a really good fighter. You know, he's a fighter that you can't overlook.
Shakur Stevenson has sent a warning to Gervonta Tank Davis ahead of his fight against Lamont Roach. Stevenson tweeted, "Stay focused. Lamont ready to tap that chin," implying that Roach could be a serious threat. This statement adds more heat to the already intense rivalry between Stevenson and Davis. During a press conference for the Davis versus Roach fight, tensions escalated when a reporter brought up Stevenson. Davis, clearly irritated, shut down the topic, making it clear that his focus was only on Roach and that Stevenson had no place in the conversation.
Who would you say is more accomplished in the sport, Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson?
Calmness in the sport. What you a Shakur fan or some shit?
But no, I said Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson.
Why you keep bringing up Shakur? He's fighting mad fighters out here. I'm fighting Shakur. I'm fighting Lamont. You keep bringing up Shakur, bro. Get out of here. You from New Jersey or something?
No, I'm from here, from DC.
Yeah, what's the problem? That's probably why. I will fuck Shakur up and that nigga.
Shakur Stevenson has addressed the frequent comparisons between himself and Gervonta Davis by emphasizing the uniqueness of their fighting styles. He acknowledges that while both are elite athletes, their approaches in the ring are different, making them stand out in their own way.
Tank is the face of boxing, and he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good. Like punches coming my way, I know how to get away from them
right
at any given time. Our abilities are just different, so they probably are judging me from a scale of him, but at the end of the day, he's a great fighter. He's a special fighter, but I'm special in my own right too.
In a recent interview, Shakur Stevenson gave a candid take on Gervonta Davis, saying, "I respect his game, but not his personality. He is a clown." This statement highlights Stevenson's admiration for Davis's boxing ability while criticizing his behavior outside the ring. Such comments only fuel the personal rivalry between them, making it clear that if they ever face off, it will be a battle driven by both skill and personal tension.
You said that you're putting your money on Lamont Roach, but if Tank gets the victory, is that the obvious fight that's going to be next?
Yeah, it's the two best fighters in boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis is a hell of a fighter. I keep telling y'all he got great skills, but I'm better than him. I'm better than him at hit and don't be hit, and he can't beat me.
Was it a bit frustrating tonight with Padley just not being willing to play ball?
Nah, it ain't frustrating. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. He was supposed to come in here, give it his all, make sure that he make it to the 12th round. That's what he was trying to do. So I succeeded at my job, and he tried to do his job.
I imagine that Tank was tweeting LOL because it took you so long to get rid of him, but you didn't prepare for him. Did you have any idea how he was going to fight or what his style would be before the first bell rang?
Nah, I actually really ain't watch him that much, but once again, Tank's style, he's a power puncher. He's a guy that's trying to knock you out. I'm a guy that's trying to break you down, pick you apart, win. If the knockout comes, it comes. So two different styles, but I'm better than him at the art of boxing.
And obviously, you and Tank have your disses here and there, but you kind of alluded to it a couple of seconds ago. Is there deep down respect for each other?
I got respect for his game. I don't got respect for the person. I think he's a clown.
Okay, last one.
What that fight happened, Shakur?
Turkey got all the money, so put the biggest fight on. I mean, let's negotiate. I think both of us can make a lot of money, and I'm ready to make it happen.
All right, thanks, guys.
Lamont Roach has made a bold move by calling out the top contenders in the 135-pound division, specifically naming Shakur Stevenson. By challenging Stevenson, Roach is making it known that he wants to establish himself among the best in the lightweight division. This direct challenge could open doors for him to secure high-profile fights and prove his skills on the biggest stage.
Who looking to fight next after this fight? Like, Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next? Look, if y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank, I'm gonna go back down to 130 and handle some smoke that I got down there at 130. All the champions, I got smoke with all the champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130. Okay. So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and then take them out. It's good fights. The champions are Lomachenko, Shakur, and another guy from Ukraine, Denis Baranchik or something like that.
Okay. I feel like you and Shakur is a really. I think people in the comments are actually wanting that fight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight.
Yeah, they could fight. Shakur can boogie for sure.
Lamont Roach has confidently described himself as the total package, claiming that he has all the tools needed for success in the ring. He also suggested that Gervonta Davis occasionally struggles with self-doubt, a psychological factor that Roach believes could work in his favor in their upcoming fight.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm a show up.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him say that?
I ain't worried about that.
Jordan Roach, Lamont Roach's brother, has expressed strong confidence in Lamont's ability to defeat Gervonta Davis. Having seen his brother's hard work and dedication up close, Jordan believes that Lamont has all the necessary qualities to pull off an upset against Davis.
So, speaking of Big Bro, man, he's got a big fight coming up March 1st, man. Barclays Center, Brooklyn. I will be in the house against Tank Davis, man. How excited are you for that fight?
I'm excited to, be brothers with the new face of boxing. So I'm very excited.
So obviously you see little Big Bro coming out with the upset. A lot of people are going to pick Tank going into that fight, but how do you see that playing out?
I see my brother walking out victorious. No, there's no doubt. Not because that's my brother, but because I've seen him in.
When predicting the Davis versus Roach fight, some analysts believe Gervonta Tank Davis will secure a knockout victory in the 7th round, followed by his signature backflip celebration. This prediction aligns with Davis's history of mid-fight knockouts and his trademark flashy post-fight celebrations, further cementing his reputation for both skill and showmanship.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plant's wife, and say, who do you want next? And Tank's going to say, I want all those guys. And they're going to go to the press conference, and Elliot Setback's going to say, who do you want next? He say, I want all the guys. This is a pretty much Tank script.
Teofimo Lopez has also shared his thoughts, stating that Gervonta Tank Davis will defeat Lamont Roach. He believes Tank's power and skill level will simply be too much for Roach to handle.
So you think you dominate Tank?
I think I dominate any of them. If you really look at it, if you gotta really tap in on this, look at the resume, all that extra, whatever. There's a certain limit that you hit, right? But then there's that next criteria or that next top tier. And if you don't match that, you never gonna know how great you really are. And I've done that a few amount of times already. I jumped out that box and done that. So I have yet to see Gervonta come out of that box yet. You know what I'm saying? They're about to put him with a guy at 130 pounds. Whether he's a champion or not, you're getting a guy lighter than you to come up and weight to make you look good again. I'm saying.
Despite Lamont Roach's impressive skills and accomplishments, he has not yet received widespread public recognition. Because of this, some people underestimate his chances against a big-name opponent like Gervonta Davis. This lack of recognition could be due to limited media exposure or a lack of high-profile fights, making Roach an underdog in the eyes of many.
To be in that position as the 1-2 in boxing, number 1 or number 2, I should say, he's in the position where as though he can call the shots. Yeah. And if you look at Lamont Roach, though, I mean, if you look at his skills, he's not really a pushover. He's a really good fighter. He's a fighter that you can't overlook. He has great skills.
Shakur Stevenson has openly expressed his desire to face Gervonta Davis, saying he respects Davis's skills and believes their fight could be historic. Stevenson's confidence in his abilities and the potential significance of this bout suggest that a showdown between them could be one of the biggest fights in boxing history.
If there's a gun to your head, when are we gonna see the Shakur Tanks, the Shakur Devin, the Devin Tanks?
There's only one fight that is really
the one.
Bad. Like, if we were like gonna be for real about it, like,
keep it honest. What's the fight?
My opinion, because we talking about like skill and like boxing, like all around boxing, right?
Yeah.
Because we ain't talking about somebody that just got a good jab or what.
Yeah.
We talking about like all around.
Can do everything.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah.
Me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens.
Y'all, what you think? Like 147, 140?
Nah, hell no.
You think
135?
35, 40, I don't know. I could see it happening not too far in the future.
Really?
Yeah. I think Tank will sign that contract. Dang. And I'm going to sign a contract too, so it's like,
you're going to get it on.
A potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis is being hailed as a major event in the lightweight division. With both fighters undefeated and possessing distinct fighting styles, their clash promises to be an electrifying contest. Such a fight wouldn't just unify titles, it could also define the legacy of the winner in boxing history.
Fuck no. I ain't never been knocked down a day in my life. I ain't never really been like hurt in no fight. Like, far as, cause people took when I said this wrong, like, I got hit with a body shot before that I felt. They could, like, if you wanna call that hurt. But I'm talking about like somebody hit you in the chin where like people say you chinny and all that kind of stuff. You ain't got no chin. I never like felt nothing, no chin shot where I was buzzed or hurt or nothing like that in no fight that I had. So, in sparring, fight, anything. So nah.
Yeah. Boxing analyst Showbiz The Adult recently shared his thoughts on upcoming fights. He believes Gervonta Tank Davis should have no trouble defeating Lamont Roach. However, he also noted that if Tank were to fight Shakur Stevenson, it would be a much tougher challenge. He pointed out that Stevenson's technical skills could pose serious problems for Davis in the ring.
I think it's unfortunate that we rush to judgment. Case in point, Ortiz Madrimov. There's people who think Madrimov is going to destroy Ortiz. Nobody can name any of his other fights. It's only because he put on a good performance against Terrence Crawford. We'll name his best. We rush to judgment, throw away everything Ortiz did, his tooth and nail fight with Boachuk, and we rush to Madrimov being this James Honey. Wait a minute. Let's see. The jury is still out. Let's see him against Ortiz. Let's see. So Shakur has the worst performance ever from a high-level fighter against De Los Santos. All of a sudden, he's a boring fighter. Him against Artem, he didn't knock him out, but it was a good performance. It's just that that rush to judgment, he's already tagged as a boring fighter. And I'm going to make the case that he was hurt. He was fighting with one hand. And it's not an excuse, it's a reason.
Many boxing experts and fans recognize Shakur Stevenson as one of the most technically skilled fighters in the lightweight division.
Facts are cap. Shakur Stevenson can't beat Gervonta Davis. Honestly, I think that's facts. We seen Tank last fight. We seen how much he got hit by Frank Martin. We also seen fake struggle with Pitbull. So I think when you get a technical fighter like Shakur Stevenson, he gonna break him down, and I don't think he gonna wait for that knockout to come like all his other fights.
Man, that's cap. I should just sit here and be quiet. I probably still win. People try to say he's not a boxer's boxer, but Tank is a real technician. And we all know he's second to none when it comes to power. They always just say people could take a punch, but it's a difference between a punch and a Tank punch. Shakur gonna have to just show me.
While some believe Stevenson has the ability to outbox Gervonta Davis, others argue that he lacks the knockout power needed to hurt Tank. If the fight happens, it could come down to whether Stevenson's precision and ring IQ can counter Tank's power and aggression.
I can't imagine a way Shakur can beat Tank. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying with these eyes, I can't see it. Here's my thing. The one thing Shakur has, he's not. Shakur has slickness, but he's not slick. The best way to explain this is Devin Haney. Devin Haney isn't slick. He's athletic, but he's not slick. Who's slick is Tank. Tank was in there swimming without getting wet and countering. He's actually the slick fighter. Shakur is elusive, but not slick. And here's the thing. He also doesn't hit hard enough to hurt Tank. And he won't open up enough because he will be intimidated by Tank. Tank will knock him out. If that fight's made, I'll put 10,000 on Tank for the knockout.
There has been growing speculation that Gervonta Davis avoids fighting highly skilled technical opponents like Shakur Stevenson. Critics claim that Tank prefers matchups where he can rely on his knockout power rather than facing fighters who could potentially outbox him. This has led to accusations that he is ducking Stevenson and other top fighters in the division.
Do you think Tank be ducking fights?
Nah, I don't think so.
Don't let him get you in, like.
Nah, like real shit. I just
the
don't
question.
think so.
I be hearing stuff like this.
It's a lot of like men in this sport that, you know what I'm saying, they get in there. So I wouldn't necessarily deem a lot of men scared of another man. But because there's a lot of shit come with it. It's like, I think sometimes the business don't line up. Sometimes people do price themselves out of fights, like ask for a crazy number. You know they're not gonna give it to you. And you're like, oh well, we trying to make the fight, but they didn't give us.
They won't give us some money. Come
on, bro, you're not that. You're not gonna get that money. So you're not gonna get that money nowhere. So like you ask me for and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily think he ducking. I think if the cards lined up right, I think that he'll be able to fight the people that he want to fight.
When you beat him, who would you want to fight next?
That's a good question. I want to be able to defend both titles because I'm the champion at 130. So I want to be able to defend at 35 and 30. So whatever is more appealing and what I want to do. So maybe I fight a champion at 35 if it's available. But I got smoked with somebody at 130 or a couple people at 130. I want to be undisputed at 130.
Okay.
So I want to win those belts. But I still want to fight at 35, and obviously the bigger names are at 35. I want to fight.
Stevenson has acknowledged Tank's abilities, saying that if they ever fight, he will need to be at his absolute best.
I got to make sure that I'm on top of my game because there's a lot of great fighters in the division. Even though I think the division was overrated because they wasn't fighting each other. But now that they fighting each other, there's a lot of great fighters, and I got to be on top of my A game.
Only has Tank been accused of avoiding a fight with Shakur, but Stevenson himself has also struggled to secure big fights.
The sixth boxer that ducked Shakur at 135, if he can't get the Tank fight this year, he needs to just move to 140. It's pointless sitting at 135. Zepeda scared. Tank won't fight him. Loma won't fight him. He not gonna fight Keyshawn. There ain't nobody left. This shit is just nasty work, man. Did y'all see this shit? When Floyd said his dad was lying about all that passport shit?
Yeah, I saw that.
Nah, I ain't see that. They lied?
Yeah, he said my dad was trolling. We was trolling.
Lord,
man, they won't never
mercy.
looking to take this fight, man. They won't never looking to fight Shakur. Shakur been saying it the whole time. I hope they show up to the fight. And they showed up in Saudi and still.
Legendary heavyweight champion Mike Tyson has also weighed in on the potential Stevenson versus Davis fight. Tyson expressed excitement about the matchup and predicted that Tank would win due to his explosiveness and finishing ability. He praised Davis as a specialist in finding knockouts, making him the favorite in his opinion.
Like, who will win out of Shakur and Gervonta?
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. Everyone's going to go with Tank, It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you got to pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right now.
I don't know if y'all know, but I was in the Tank sweepstakes 2 years ago. A fighter's biggest payday in our weight class is against him. That's what they call it, the Canelo sweepstakes. If you fight Canelo, you get a bag. If you fight Tank, you get a bag. 2 years ago, before he fought Hector Garcia, I got a call. Back then, I wasn't a champ, but Hector was, and I was his mandatory challenger. Instead of fighting me, Hector used his special privilege to fight Tank. So I had to wait. It's a business decision. If you're going to lose, you'd rather lose to Tank than to me, because at least you still have opportunities afterward. Showbiz, the adult, also mentioned that outside factors could affect Tank Davis in his fight against Lamont Roach. He suggested that while Roach may be entering his prime, Tank could be dealing with distractions that impact his performance. If that's the case, Roach might have a better chance than most people expect.
I don't know if y'all know, but I've been in the Tank sweepstakes 2 years ago. A fighter's biggest payday around our weight class is going to be against Tank. Yeah. That's what they call it. The Canelo sweepstakes, obviously when you fight Canelo, you're going to get a bag. The Tank sweepstakes, obviously you fight Tank, you're going to get a bag. I got a call from them 2 years ago before he fought Hector Garcia. I wasn't champ at the time, and Hector was a champ. And I was the mandatory, that's crazy, I was the mandatory for Hector. He used his, I'm doing air quotes. I'm doing the same thing. Hector used his special privilege to fight Tank instead of me, so I had to wait.
Because he didn't want to lose to you, so if I'm going to lose, I'm going to fight Tank. Because if I lose to the champ, ain't no payday. I'm still the champ, and I can still keep on going and fight. That's a business decision.
It's a business decision. That's what
what we're talking about. That's business.
Despite Roach's confidence and the belief of his supporters, many boxing experts argue that he lacks the necessary skills to defeat Gervonta Davis. When looking at Roach's past fights, critics point out that he has never faced someone with Tank's combination of power and speed, making an upset unlikely.
Roach, we've all seen this as an easy fight for Tank. But now thinking about it, and maybe this is by design, who knows? I may be taking the bait, but there's a lot of outside messy things that's going on that makes me say, okay, his performance against Lamont Roach may just be in jeopardy. One, all the things and all the rumors you're hearing about his team. Alvin Ford, is he training Tank? He doesn't seem happy about the sport of boxing, saying boxing sucks. He hasn't been sounding positive. It's just a bunch of stuff outside that makes me think, is his heart in it? All right, if you look at face-to-face with Lamont Roach, he's not saying anything against Lamont Roach. He's saying things against everybody else but Roach. It's almost like Lamont Roach isn't his op, while Lamont Roach, this is his moment for Tank. So you can expect this to be the best Lamont Roach you've ever seen versus probably the worst Gervonta Tank Davis you ever seen. And this may be an opportunity to get to the bag.
Do not buy Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. Don't spend y'all money. Don't give a dime towards it. This is crap. This is crap, and this is who y'all call the face of boxing. When he could have won at many other fighters who would have gave him a challenge. This dude ain't got no skills. I'm watching him versus Ray Perez right now. This dude ain't got no skills to beat Tank. This dude ain't got no skills to beat Tank. He lost to Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring ain't have enough skill set to do nothing to Shakur Stevenson. I'm not taking nothing away from Lamont Roach. Y'all don't buy this fight. Don't give him no credit. Nothing. Nothing. He'll never be unified, never be undisputed. He's just there for the money. He should never go in the Boxing Hall of Fame doing this. He's no different than Canelo Alvarez. He's a bomb. He's a bomb.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.